If you are an ADHD parent, you need to have this phrase tattooed to the back of your eyelids. Hi, I'm Coach Bruce, and I'm a life coach for ADHD parents. That phrase is love the process. For ADHD parents, this is one of the most important philosophies I really think I can impress upon anyone. We are so resistant as ADHD people against process. We are resistant against structure. Everything in our natural programming tells us structure bad, freedom, free will, impulsivity good. I love impulsivity. It is the backbone of my entire philosophy. But relying on structure and process is the key to allowing yourself to be impulsive in a way that actually moves you forward. Um, the reason why it's so much more important for ADHD parents or ADHD adults as a whole to be in love with the process is because you need it so bad. We have a tendency to fail up as ADHD people. We're really good at succeeding on accident. There are tons of achievements that we rack up that have nothing to do with what we actually desire for our lives. That's what I mean by failing up. You didn't actually care about the degree that you got or the job that you captured. You just kind of, wafted through life and found yourself in a pretty comfortable niche, which that's great for you. I'm happy that you found that. But when you're ready to start taking your life seriously and getting the things that you actually desire in your core, then you have to start taking process and structure seriously. If you think back about all of the successes that you've ever had over your life, can you think of any that were, for one, they were on purpose? They were something you decided ahead of time that you wanted to get done. They were also over 6 months out. This is important because as ADHD people, it is really easy to hyper focus on something for a week, a month, 3 months, sometimes up to 6 months, and just that thing be so novel and interesting that we push ourselves to completely dominating the ability or capturing the skill just through sheer hyper focus. I've done it many times. I'm a big fan of it, actually. I think it's one of the major benefits of being ADHD. That's how I use one of my weaknesses as a strength, is I use my hyper focus to drive me to gain new skills. But whenever you're talking about changing your life, when you're talking about designing what you want for your entire existence, it takes more than just brute forcing it. You have to start to look big picture and employ processes. Anyways, so more than 6 months out on purpose, and then also that you didn't have some sort of structure or plan that drove you through. I can't think of anything in my life that comes into those parameters until I started to actively start to love the process. Even though, like, I got my bachelor's degree at 38, 39 years old, and that was something that I thought I did on my own, but the process is already in place. It's called school. I had to submit to a process that drove me forward. There is a set schedule of when I have to show up, what I have to turn in. All of those things it's a process. And I was already loving that process before I became a life coach. I was excited about self-improvement. I was beginning to understand that loving the process was the key to getting the things I wanted. But once I left that system and I started to actually operate outside of what mainstream society says I should want, and I started to go after my dreams, I had to understand that now it's on me to come up with the process. It's on me to maintain my contact with the process and assess that process as necessary, evolve that process, be engaged with that process, love that process. If I don't love that process as an ADHD parent, there's a good chance I'm going to fucking forget I'm even part of it. I'm going to totally just check out of the process I started, not on purpose, but because if it's not something that is really interesting to me, it's easy to leave behind. So for one, it has to be rooted in something that I actually desire, not something that somebody else thinks I should want. It has to come from inside of me and my truth. What do I really want? And then from there, the process that I developed to get to that thing that I really want becomes easier to love the process because the process is a gateway to my dreams. So now it's no longer trying to force yourself to do something that doesn't make sense for you. That is what most of the processes that don't work for ADHD people are trying to do. They're trying to force you to do something like neurotypical people do it because you think that it's going to get you neurotypical success, like a more manageable schedule or more consistency or the things that those people want. We don't want those things. We want excitement. We want adventure. We want creativity in our day. So the things that you design for you should have those. Like my routine is consistent, but it's only because I have such a compelling future that I understand that I have to be very consistent to get there. And if I didn't have that, I would have quit this process long ago. Like I have hard days. As ADHD people, we feel our emotions very, very strongly, or we don't feel them at all. But if you're in this place where I'm at, where I'm actively living in my emotions, I'm feeling them, I'm processing them, and I'm letting them go, they feel really heavy sometimes. And if I didn't love the process, I would let those emotions allow me to check out of that process sometimes. But I don't quit anymore. I used to quit all the time. Now I love the process and I allow that to pull me through when on the days wherever I don't see the results I want. Because on a day-to-day basis, like I'm trying to get back in shape, and on a day-to-day basis, I look in the mirror and I don't see the results that I want. But now I see that I'm doing the process the way that I'm supposed to, and the results are going to come down the road. If you don't know what time collapsing is, it is a very common thing with ADHD people to think it either happens right now or it never happens. And I fall victim to that as well. I occasionally look at myself and it's like, I'm just going to be fat for my entire fucking life because I know that right now I'm fat. But then if I step back and I know that I collapse time like that, and I know that I've already engaged in a process that is working, I know that I'm going to get to where I want to be eventually. And I love that process for that. I love the security that it gives me in knowing that I'm doing the right thing. It's not comfortable, but it is secure. It is letting me know that I'm showing up every day, doing the thing that is going to help me get to where I want to be. And if you are struggling to love the process, then you probably need help designing processes that work for you. And at Impulsive, that's exactly what we do. We help you design your life to be what you want, to get what you want. It's that simple. Get what you want by doing what makes sense for you to get what you want. I'm not going to tell you to do the same things that you've been told. Get a planner. Just set your alarm. It's so much more than that. There needs to be a deeper meaning for you. It needs to be tied to something greater. And I would love to help you find that. Tell me in the comments if you struggle to love the process. And if not, what process do you love? I would love to hear more from you. Talk to you guys later.